Once in London, between colleges, I got terrible hassle from the dole people and were in desperate need of money. And I went into the dole office one morning at 9 o'clock to be grilled, and at 9:45 I was behind the counter signing people on. I did it for a fortnight. I was just I was really crap at it. And well, the good or bad thing about it was civil service, kind of cushy actually. They had flexi time, so you could go in when you wanted and leave when you wanted, which was mostly when I wanted. Actually what happened was I got a place in the Slade while I was doing that job. So you can imagine how happy I was. I was just ecstatic, so pleased to go and tell them that I didn't want their job anymore. And they tried to get me to stay. I remember the woman telling me I'd be a very good executive officer. I don't know, can you imagine? I have a very bad relationship with money actually, which is, I don't know, it's been talked about. And it probably comes partly from my family and my father. Like my father was, shall we say, rather unworldly and didn't put money first, with the result that he died without a penny and worked like an idiot all his life. Very hard in fact, you know, and died poor. And I think I was brought up to kind of not respect money, which is, you know, actually not a good idea, crippling. But on the other hand, never having put money first allowed me to make art and not think about the consequences, which I'd say was a good thing for the art. And money is an issue, real huge issue now, because I have this mortgage. In the past, if I had no money, I just wouldn't eat well or whatever. But I can't do that now. I'm part of a family. So, and also it was very bad for me, really, very, very bad for my health and well-being and happiness. This photograph here is this corner. It's taken at an Easter parade in Newry in the early 80s, I'd say, probably. And it's a Republican parade this time of the year, and the place was just full of these police Land Rovers. They had this new technology where they had zoom cameras on top of all of the things. They were photographing me, photographing them. And this is the core of the Sister Faustina pictures, right in the middle of the town. In fact, I can line these up the same. There's a few more frames from the same. So this is the original photograph. It's quite strange that seemed normal, you know, that was ordinary. But now it seems unearthly and kind of from a different life altogether. It's quite something.
What's the idea behind this tree, Seán?
Well, it's a special effect. One of the things that I do that I kind of like doing, and they asked me 5 or 6 years to do it. Somebody wrote into this play, which is a play for really young kids about death and the cycles of nature and stuff. And they wrote into the play the tree that drops its leaves by remote control, which is an amazing thing to write into it. And I don't really know how they'd have done it without me, as it were. I think for 600 quid, I think I got for doing it this time round.
You do a lot of this kind of theatrical props and stuff.
I do a fair amount of it when I'm asked to, generally. I don't go looking for it and I don't advertise at all, but people know, you know, if you need something that nobody else can do or will do for the money. The thing is, like, any good electronics designer could design this, but you couldn't pay them to do it. You know, you'd be into several grand, whereas I did it for probably a few hundred the first time. So it's kind of stupid. It's partly because I'm desperate and it's partly because I hate day jobs, you know. It's not art, you know, and nobody knows that I did it or cares that I did it, really. I used to think it was important that I could do different things and this kind of stuff and did a bit of stage design and stuff. But nobody gives a toss whether you do it or not, really. I don't think an art career, I don't think it impresses anybody. And so actually the only real reason to do it is for personal satisfaction and for the few quid. But the money is when, you know, if it's no hassle, then the money comes in very handy. And it's little lumps of money. And, you know, the job comes in and is gone, and that's it, hopefully. Ooh. That's excellent. it was in the 12th in the early 80s, I would say, and I came in to take some photos, and of course there was hardly anybody about except soldiers, and just here there were these two old men, this fella and the Marine. He didn't know whether he wanted a picture taken or not, you know, and I squeezed off 2 shots, and then thank God the wee man in the middle looked up at him, and you know, that was a great shot. And I've used it was a good photo to begin with.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
They look just bemused by the whole situation.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that's what I was at. You know, it's a classic paradigm of documentary photography is, you know, incongruence.
Yeah, these two fellas sort of just relaxed.
The whole idea and the drink, the old man on the back park bench, and then the drink ad and the heavily armed. He looks a bit embarrassed actually. He's playing with this.
He doesn't really know what to make of the situation.
No, and there's some strange looking fella in a flowery jacket trying to take pictures of him, you know.
You wore flowers in those days?
I was wearing the Liberty jacket, which is my camouflage.
Hi.
Nice to see you. You've got your special pink jumper on.
I put that on for you. Well, we all say he's different to the rest of them. He wouldn't have been happy doing anything else. Sometimes his brothers say, go and get a decent job. But I say, that's what he wanted to do, and you have to let them have their own way. His father and mother were very pleased with him. In fact, the mother, she would never hear a word against him, you know, even though he was always short of money. She helped him out many a time. He was close to his mummy, and he was close to both of them, you know. I think he took it very bad when the mother died and didn't realise the dad was going too. It was a hard time, that.
I came first to see her actually when the mother died last year, and I just wasn't really coping with it, I think. Michelle, who runs the place, and Nina were very well recommended because other people had come. Very quickly, I felt an awful lot better. And I used to say to people that I come out of the place feeling like I'm made of iron, you know, and that's really true. Although the difference immediately was very amazing, but now every week I feel a lot better, you know.
That was a year ago. You started when your mother died. Were you close to your mother?
Oh, we were madly in love, madly in love. I was nuts about them both. And then of course the dad died then at Christmas, just about a year later. So, but I honestly don't think I'd have coped with it really. Literally, I don't know what would have happened really, because I was in pretty bad physical shape anyway, you know, with a terrible diet and terrible lifestyle. So actually, I've just realised there's a big thing is that the parents passing give me huge mortality vibes, you know. I suddenly realised that I wasn't immortal. They say that, you know, there's nobody between you and the precipice. Then at that point you're kind of looking over the edge, you know, oops. I gave up my romantic ideas of expiring, you know, in my middle age, having, you know, sort of torn a meteoric trail, and I started to think that I might actually enjoy life, and then that I better get it rather healthier so that I could enjoy it. Rotten diet, rotten lifestyle, very stressing yourself, making your life miserable. It's self-inflicted, very definitely.
Thanks, Shane.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.